Hey guys, welcome back. So the number one thing that will help you sell your bike is taking the right pics. The right type of photos, the right type of pics in the right background will draw your buyer's eye and will get you top dollar for the bike. It's literally been the number one thing that's helped me over the years. I've sold dozens, if not hundreds of cars in 30 years of being a car enthusiast. I've literally taken cars that I've bought, given them a wash, taken some great photos, and doubled my money on them. So it doesn't always happen, but it can make a huge difference. So what I'm going to do today is just basically go through just some ads that I saw on Marketplace, the first ads that come up for motorcycles, and I'm going to critique them, or we're just going to go through them, and I'm going to show you what to do and what not to do. So here's a prime example of what you see a lot on Marketplace. A weird angle, a tight shot, you can't see the bike in context, it looks like it hasn't been moved. I mean, let's have a look at this picture. What is it telling us? It doesn't look like the bike has been moved, or they can't even be bothered bringing it out to an open space and taking a few good shots of it. Tells me that this person can't be bothered with the bike. So it's not going to instill confidence in me in buying a bike like this. If they can't be bothered to take a good shot of it, it's subconsciously telling me maybe they can't be bothered to service it. Maybe they can't be bothered to do a lot of other maintenance on the bike. So a shot like this is not going to attract buyers. You'll still sell the bike, but if you just take a little bit more time, you're going to attract more buyers and you're going to probably get more money for your bike. Now, if we scroll through Marketplace and we just look at this, tell me which one draws the eye the most. Okay. I know that most of you will probably be looking at the bike that you would like to ride. Okay, and riders are like that. But as for the best shot of the bike, the Honda CT is probably the best shot of the bike. The only reason I say that, the Suzuki is not too bad, but it's got a lot of background. So you need to have a plain background. You need to have something that accents your bike. The Suzuki kind of blends into the back, especially with the color of the bike and its surroundings. It doesn't really pop. Whereas the little red Honda out the front of a shed, the kind of person that wants to buy that bike is probably going to have a place to keep it just like that. So out of all four of these pictures, the little Honda is probably the one that's going to attract the most attention. So this next one with this Honda is a great angle. I like it. It's just there's not much imagination with the backdrop. You've got garbage bins in the back. Yes, he's in the suburbs and he can't be bothered to ride it somewhere. If you take 10 minutes just to ride to somewhere with a nice backdrop, a shot like that would be perfect. And if you see the other shots that he's got of the bike, as we see here, they're pretty good shots. It's not a bad angle, just the lighting. Like I said, I'm not a photographer, but if you've got a lot of shadow and your bike's dark, you're taking away, you're not accenting your bike, you're taking away from it. And then again, have a look at the background. You've got, a couple of cars and you're taking away from the bike. It's a great shot though. This shot would be great. Again, you see the shadows. The shadows take away from it. And I would take it from higher up, okay? But this guy's got more of an idea and he's going to get more interest with the bike, yeah? He's taken it out to, the little cul-de-sac and, at least he's made an effort with these photos. Now this one would be a great shot, except, first of all, obviously he's selling the Yamaha, but why is the other bike in the shot? This was obviously him and his mates went for a ride, he took the shot. He's kind of selling, and I like where he's going with that, because when you're selling something, The image is selling the feeling, guys. Whenever you're selling something, you're selling the feeling associated with that item. So he's kind of saying in this picture, hey, go for a cruise, go for a ride with your mates. It's kind of like he's selling what he does with it. So I like it. I like where he's going with it. This is his first shot. So I wouldn't use this as a first shot. I would use this in the set, right? As your first shot, you want something that accents your bike. So some kind of scenery like that, but just make your bike the center focus of the shot. This one here is what you see all the time. It's like, you know what, I can tell it's a Yamaha MT, but it's MT-07, but you know, it's an average shot. It's just like I've walked out, my bike's in my driveway, I've taken the shot. There you go. There's no effort. This doesn't have to be a piece of art, right? This would be an okay shot if it was like down the list. Like I said, it was like number 4 or 5, but not your first shot, not the one that people are scrolling through and going to see, because it doesn't draw the eye. It just doesn't. And if you're going to sell it, take the P plates off. Take the plates off or blur them out in Photoshop, whatever. You want the person buying it, they might not be a P plater. So you want them to imagine themselves on the bike. So you're selling the feeling, right? Don't sell P plates, yeah? So just take them off. It takes you a couple of minutes, but make the effort. But that shouldn't be your first shot. You see it all the time. Don't make back end shots your first shot. This one here with this scooter, this was his first shot. This is the cover shot. Obviously, he's very proud of his muffler, but what the hell, you know? I don't know what his deal is. He's very proud of the muffler. This is another one here. This is their cover shot. It's not drawing the eye. It could be any bike. Yeah, you're not really saying much. Obviously, like I'm saying, you've got a description, but you want to stand out. You want to pop. You want to get the most views. Yeah, you want to cast your net for the most amount of buyers. So that's really telling me nothing. Yeah. Now, out of all these shots here, this is scrolling through again, and it's just random on the day that I'm doing this. There's a lot of random shots there, right? But the YZ stands out. The only thing is, it's so far. It's so far, and look at the background. There's cars in the back, so they've pulled it out into their yard, and it's like they've got a telephoto lens to take this shot. It doesn't work. You know, yeah, you've got the whole bike and you're making the bike the center, but the background and the distance, it doesn't work. And the other ones, those ones they're just rubbish, yeah? So you're not doing yourself any favors. Again, we scroll through. It's just random, guys. It's just random. You don't have to be a photographer to... This is an expensive bike down here. It's a $22,000 Harley, and this is your cover shot. Like, make an effort. If you've never taken a photo in your life before, at least watch YouTube. Like, I'm not a professional at this, but make an effort to sell your bike. Get top dollar for it. And I speak from experience because I have sold a lot of bikes. I have sold a lot of cars, and I've sold bikes. So this one's a little bit better. I like this Husqvarna. I like where he's going with this shot. It's kind of like he's selling the feeling. This is where you'd use this type of bike. He's made the bike the focus of the shot. I would have just angled it a little bit so you get it from front on, just a little bit more. But I like where this guy is going. This makes sense. You know, I would say, yeah, I would be interested in this bike because it'd be the type of riding I'd be doing. But this next shot, which I think was in down his list, it's too far away. Are you selling me the bush or are you selling me the bike? Like, I know the bike rides through the bush, but get closer in. You know what I mean? I get the feeling. He's trying to sell the feeling. I get it. I totally get it. But I can't even see the bike. So get closer in. Get an angle that gets everything in. And then, my only issue with this is, like, it's not a bad shot of the bike. The only issue with this is keep them all horizontal. Keep them so people don't have to turn their phones around. It's a little thing, but it makes a difference. Remember, the more effort you make, the more people you attract. So, it's not the end of the world that it's a vertical picture. You can turn your phone around and see it, and that is a nice shot. But I would just make it so that you have horizontals. Now this Kawasaki, there you go. That's how you do it. You go somewhere nice where you'd park up this bike and sit around with your mates. Brilliant shot of the bike. Brilliant shot of the bike. This guy's made an effort. It's a cheap bike. It's that simple. Nice angle, nothing too arty. Doesn't have to be crazy, but it's nice and simple. I'd take the L plates off, because you're selling the dream, and the dream you're selling a feeling and a dream for that person, the buyer. So you don't want to really bring them back to reality. Is that they've got to have their L plates on. Shots like this KTM, they should be down. It's a rubbish shot. What is it? You're given a point of view shot from sitting on the bike. I don't get it. You got a Pro Taper pad on. I don't get it. I don't get why people put these shots in there. I really don't. And again, this is the cover shot for this bike, for this XT. Could be any bike. What is he selling me? He's selling me the tire? Like, I don't get it. Like, there's nothing there that, that stands out. It's not even aftermarket stuff. It's a all-terrain tire, or it's a mud tire. I don't get why this is the cover shot. And this is the bike again. Let's just go through his shots here. So that's not a great shot. It's not a sexy shot. And there's the next one. It's going from bad to worse. Okay, you got a bash plate. So this guy is obviously not a visual person. He's trying to list all the stuff that this bike has, right? It doesn't work like that. You want to sell the feeling. Now here's not too bad, right? If he'd put this, if he's ridden a bike somewhere and put it up near some bushland, obviously he's trying to sell it as like an all-terrain adventure bike kind of deal. Take it out, get it into nature. Don't just pull it out of your garage and take the photo in your driveway, because there's no contrast. The bike kind of blends back into the bushes. Again, I'm not a photographer. This is just from years of selling cars, right? It's just from years of learning this stuff before there was YouTube, and it works. Like I'll show you later. So this shot here is not too bad. It's not too bad. It's not terrible. It kind of gives you a feel for the bike. This is probably the best one. This should have been his cover shot. Here we go. What are you selling me? The bulb? Are you selling me the bulb here? I don't understand because I can't see the bike. So are you selling me how bright your headlight is? I don't get this. I don't know why people do that. Again, here with the Honda, I like it. I mean, you're selling the freedom. You're selling that he's pulled up at the side of the road in the middle of nowhere, great scenery, and he's just going to have his lunch there, or he's got his date there, or, he's going to hang out. More than likely he's hanging out with mates. But it's, I like it. Just make the bike the center focus. Make sure it's centered. It's not a bad shot. Again, I wouldn't have the rear as your cover shot. This is the cover shot. I would have this in there somewhere. Take the angle it from the front, so we know what bike it is, and the background is pretty good. I like that. This bike's not for sale, but this was just in a forum, right? This was just on Facebook, but I like what this guy's done. I really like what this guy's done. This sells me the vibe of the bike, right? It's kind of like the backdrop is kind of coastal, but you got a bit of urban, you got some kind of industrial there. It's really a nice shot. Again, it doesn't have to be crazy arty. This is just the cover shot to grab your attention, and you can take more detailed shots afterwards. It's it just draws the eye. He's done well with this. And this isn't, people, this is what often happens. People take much better shots of their bike just for fun, just for them to keep and share with their mates, than they do when they're selling it. Because their mentality switches to a weird type of sale mode, and they change how they're thinking, and they don't think about the bike as a beautiful feeling and how much they love it anymore. They think about it as a commodity and how much they want to sell it to you. Yeah, so things change and they start to take different pictures of it. Don't do that. Keep the feeling alive and be in love with the bike up until the point you hand the keys over. So here's some random pictures I took of my bikes. You can see I'm kind of selling the idea. I'm using the scenery as a backdrop, but the bike is the focus of the shot. I kind of use common sense. Like I said, I've taken no professional photography classes or anything like that. I do have a bit of a background taking pictures, but it's mainly common sense. If the lighting is right, if it's making your bike pop, or if it's showing that it's highlighting the best parts of your bike, you've got it right. Now, you can make shadows work for you. You absolutely can, but it has to be in the right environment, right? And it has to be the right angle. And one thing no one wants to see is the bike in the garage. Yeah, okay, you garage the bike. We get it. You could write that in the comments. No one wants to see it there. Take it out there, take it outside, get it in the sunlight. That's where people want to see it. They want to see it in the environment. They dream of using it. Remember, you're always selling a feeling, you're selling a dream. You're not just selling the product, yeah? Another thing that I want to see is you on the bike. As sexy as you are, they don't want to see you on the bike. They want to imagine themselves and or their partner on the bike. You can get as arty as you want. You can take random angles. Obviously, like I said before, it's not going to be your cover shot. The cover shot needs to be the bike. But these shots here, they kind of sell the dream. They kind of sell the vibe, and they make the bike look great. So you can put them down your list. If you get 10 shots or if you get 12 shots, put them like 7 or 8. Mix it up. Like break it up a little bit. Now, one thing about being too arty, this shot here on the left will not sell your bike. This one on the right will. You just pull back a little bit, okay? I don't want to give you photography lessons, but I am giving you my experience. Now, as much as I love riding my WR450, it's not the most beautiful thing in the world. But with the right type of shot, you can make your bike pop, yeah? And it doesn't have to be arty or simple. These are simple shots. And again, it's just my opinion. And you might have a completely different opinion. If you go to a private bike selling website and they have a photographer coming out to you, they will have different opinions. I'm just sharing 30 years worth of experience, what worked for me. So again, please don't take things personally. If your ad is shown up in this video, this is not me making fun of you. This is basically me giving my opinion on what works and what doesn't. And I'm happy to help anyone. If you're having trouble selling your bike or you're getting lowball offers, change the pics. It makes a huge difference.